The year is 1870. Black Creek, a quiet western town, is suddenly overrun by a ruthless gang.
It's a sad day, Mr. Delarue.
Where's my brother?
Led by Henry Delarue, he confronts Nathan Keene, the mayor, priest, and undertaker, demanding answers for two dead men. The terrified mayor denies town involvement, unaware one victim is Delarue's brother, Paul.
Make sure he doesn't stink of booze when the princess sees him. Did you catch the killer?
He gives Sheriff Malik and Mayor Keene until noon to hand over the killer, or he'll take 2 lives as payback.
You lost 2 lives today.
Mrs. Borowski, the gun store owner, and a legless man are chosen. Delarue coldly executes the legless man. Mrs. Borowski prays before Delarue kills her too. Not satisfied, he kills a third person in front of his wife, finally quenching his bloodlust. Delarue seems untouchable. The sheriff tells everyone to stay calm. It turns out the town pays Delarue's gang for protection. Now he demands double payments until his brother's killer is found. Rewind to yesterday. John Jensen waits at a train station with his brother Peter. These Danish war veterans came to the US 7 years ago for a fresh start. John is finally about to reunite with his wife, Marie, and son, Creston. They approach. Smiling, Creston greets him with his only English.
Good day.
Peter leaves for business. John and Marie share a tender kiss before boarding a stagecoach. Inside, 2 rough men, including Paul, Delarue's recently freed brother, replace the original passengers. This is where everything goes horribly wrong. That night, the half-drunk gangsters are dozing. John teaches his son about wildlife, planning a hunting trip. Paul starts talking to Marie,
You ain't got a hell of a lot to say, do you?
offering a drink. She refuses, and his friendly offer turns menacing. John, sensing danger, whispers in Danish for Marie to play along. Paul won't quit, comparing Marie's silence to his mute wife, whose tongue was cut out by Native Americans. He flirts, but John answers every question, trying to keep the peace. Things escalate. Paul reaches for Marie's dress. John steps in, telling him to back off. The other gangster pulls a gun on John.
Come here! Can't do it. I'm still!
As John watches his wife being harassed, he whispers in Danish for Marie to bite Paul's ear. In a flash, John disarms the gangster. He saves Marie, but makes a fatal error. He tells his son to grab the gangster's gun. As the boy bends, the gangster grabs him, knife to his throat. John is ordered to jump or his family dies. He's kicked out, tumbling onto the ground. John runs after the stagecoach, but it vanishes. He hears his wife and son crying in the distance. He trips, falls, but always gets back up. His desperate chase ends in heartbreak. He finds his son's lifeless body. John collapses, shaking, searching for any sign of life. Tears stream down his face as he holds his son close. John walks along the road and sees the stagecoach stopped. He lays his son's body next to the dead coachman. He grabs the dead man's gun and walks toward the stagecoach. Using his war skills, he fires a shot, startling the horses. He aims at the gangsters, quickly taking one down. He pursues Paul, who screams his innocence. John, consumed by rage, shoots Paul until his gun is empty. Next morning, Peter arrives, noticing strange horses. He comforts John, then digs graves. The Jensen brothers, known as skilled shooters, this makes people suspicious about their role in Delarue's brother's death. When they reach Black Creek, someone quickly alerts the sheriff.
Where's your grandmother?
She's dead. Delarue shot her.
Don't get into a fight. You know you're gonna lose.
John tries to sell his land to Mayor Keene, who tries to cheat him, offering half of what John paid 6 years ago. I couldn't possibly give you more than 145. Keene explains Delarue's brother's murder caused land prices to drop. Only now does John realize he killed Delarue's brother. With no choice, he sells his house for less. As John leaves, armed men surround. The sheriff shoots his horse. John is taken into custody. Meanwhile, Delarue and his money handler, Madeline, Paul's mute widow called Princess, meet with the Standard Atlantic Oil Company. They give Delarue money, but warn him about his rough tactics. Their goal: buy all of Black Creek for its oil, using Delarue as their pawn. Soon after, Peter is arrested, fighting hard and punching deputies. Sheriff Malik talks seriously with John. He says Delarue was a good man before the war changed him. He tells John he must turn him in, and John's death will buy time until federal help arrives. I'm just a shepherd guarding his flock. Sometimes you got to sacrifice a single sheep to save the rest.
But your death's gonna buy us some time. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a single sheep to save the rest.
The next morning, the sheriff hands John over to Delarue's men after a beating. They tie him to a pole near Delarue's headquarters. When Delarue and Madeline arrive, John tells Madeline her husband killed his son and hurt his wife. Delarue punches him, planning to leave John to die of thirst. As the sun beats down and vultures circle, Mayor Keene appears. Instead of helping, he takes John's money and boots, then joins Delarue, calling him by his first name. Meanwhile, with Sheriff Malik at church, Peter plans his escape. Peter is cunning. He tricks the deputy guarding him, insulting him to draw him closer.
I mean, you were ugly before I knocked out your teeth. Hope you have a woman that loves you. Of course, you ain't gonna find one with that face.
Shut up.
Now you don't just sound like a sick mule, you look like one too.
Peter's plan works, knocks him out, and escapes. Delarue isn't sad about his brother's death. With Paul gone, he sees Madeline as his own. He's in bed with her, but her bloody nose and black eyes show she doesn't want to be there. John struggles in the rain. Peter arrives, quietly taking down 2 gang members, untying John and shooting 2 more for their escape. This alerts Delarue's men. They chase the brothers. John, weak, falls off his horse. Peter hides John behind a rock and uses himself as a decoy. The next day, John wakes up thirsty, drinking dirty water. He hears Delarue's men approaching. He hides. He then sees a gang member dragging Peter's body behind a horse. With his last family member gone, John's face shows pure sadness. Delarue returns to find dead men, Madeline gone, and the safe empty. She took the oil money. Madeline is at the train station, nervous, eyeing everyone. She relaxes when the train moves, but Delarue's men show up, trying to stop it. Panicking, Madeline moves through cars, but is caught. Brought before Delarue. He slaps her. She spits back. Delarue wants to kill her, but his right-hand man says she's useful.
Once you've all had your way with her, cut her throat.
John wanders through the desolate lands, finding a well. Mrs. Whistler, an angry woman with a gun, meets him. She fires warning shots, but John, thirsty, keeps going. He doesn't know the well is full of oil. Mrs. Whistler recognizes John, lowers her gun, and gives him shelter, bread, and water. She's the widow of Delarue's 3rd victim. She's leaving and invites John, warning Delarue will kill him. But John has a deep reason to stay. That night, John goes to the mayor's house, gun to his head. The scared old man returns John's boots and money. John wants more. He questions the mayor, finding out he also bought Mrs. Whistler's land. When John asks about his link to Delarue, the mayor lies.
I'm just trying to make a good living. I'm a businessman.
You're not even a man.
Please don't.
After John forces him into a coffin, the mayor tells the truth. He gives land papers to Delarue, who is buying properties to own the town. John goes to Mrs. Borowski's old store, now run by her grandson, Vayak, for bullets and flammable liquids. He tells Vayak to inform the sheriff about Keene and Delarue's shady deals. Vayak learns John plans to face the gang alone and insists on joining for revenge. The next morning, John uses 3 clever tricks. First, the coffin with Keene's dead body draws attention. Delarue opens it and orders it burned. Vayak starts a bonfire nearby to distract them. Vayak starts shooting. The gang realizes the stable is on fire. While Delarue's men save horses, John picks them off from his hidden spot. Vayak sneaks onto a rooftop for a better view, carrying flammables. The ceiling creaks, revealing him to a smoking gang member. The gangster follows the sound upstairs to where Madeline is tied. Vayak shoots and hurts a gang member. The thug in the same building shoots the ceiling, killing Vayak. We hear his scream and glass break. As the thug feels victorious, flammable liquid leaks through the ceiling onto his cigarette, setting him on fire and burning the place down. John barely processes Vayak's death. He sees the thug dragging Madeline out. John shoots the thug in the leg. Another gang member finds John's hiding spot and shoots blindly at the wall. When he peeks through cracks, John stabs him in the eye, then brutally cuts his throat. John makes a huge mistake staying in the open, forgetting Delarue. Delarue shoots John, knocking him down. It looks like John lost, though Delarue admits he underestimated him.
I underestimated you, soldier. Me sure as hell.
John's savior appears, Madeline, who shoots Delarue twice. John finishes him with a fatal headshot. John and Madeline point guns at each other, then realize they're not enemies. Sheriff Malik and his crew arrive, thanking John. When Madeline appears, the sheriff is ready for trouble. John steps in, declaring her under his protection. Both have weapons ready, making it clear to the sheriff to back off. Once the sheriff understands, he leaves them. John and Madeline ride off together into the sunset. Two broken people who found each other in the darkest times. And that's how a man who came to America for a peaceful life became the town's unlikely hero. Sometimes the only way to find peace is to fight for it. If you want more awesome movie breakdowns that'll keep you hooked, you absolutely need to subscribe to Thrillix, the only channel that brings you the best movie recaps with all the action and drama you crave.